I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're two sisters Southern cooking.
It's Debbie. So I'm coming to you from Warner Robins. It is Easter weekend and I am making chocolate candy with mashed potatoes. Now this is just plain mashed potatoes. There's no milk in it, no butter in it, anything like that. It's just used as a binding agent to be able to make it creamy and smooth inside of the candy. So stay tuned for this because this is an old-fashioned recipe that we've made new. Okay, the first step in this candy making process is I have to boil my potatoes. So I skinned my potatoes and cut them into fourths, and now I've got them on the stove in my pot, and I'm going to go ahead and cook them and then drain them and then let them cool. We're going to get them mashed, and I'm going to mash them actually before they cool because they will otherwise have chunks. And that was a tip that my mom taught Elsie and I, was to make sure you mash your potatoes as soon as they are drained and they're warm enough still that you can actually manipulate them and make them smooth. So that is going to be the next step after this. So I'll show you, we'll drain them and then we'll mash them up. I think I'm going to actually put them into my mixer and mash them up that way, so it'll be easier for me so I don't have to mash them by hand, because I do have a potato masher, but you know, I gotta bake 2 cakes later today, and I've also got to get my wafers made for the banana pudding, so I'm gonna save my energy. So this is going to take probably about 20 minutes 25 minutes to cook and get them boiled, and then we'll be back and show you the next step. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and whip up my very hot potatoes, and I'm going to whip them until they're smooth and silky, and then I'm going to take a ½ cup out of here, and I'm actually going to use this part to make the filling for the old-fashioned Easter candy. So that is going to be the filler part. So I think I'm pretty smooth right now. That is perfect right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a ½ cup out of here, and we're going to let it cool at room temperature. You're not going to put this in the refrigerator because that will also cause condensation inside of the potato, and it will mess up the consistency of the potato. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and scoop out a ½ cup and go ahead and get that ready to just cool down. It won't take too long. So this has nothing in it but just potato. And what I'll do with the rest of those potatoes is I'll put some butter and milk in them and make some mashed potatoes. Alright guys, this is a ½ cup right here. And we'll go ahead and set this aside and let this cool off. And once it's cooled off, then we'll add the rest of the ingredients like the butter, the salt, and also a lot of powdered sugar. So it'll make it a creamy consistency, and it's going to make it like a cream egg inside. Okay, so our mashed potatoes, I just stuck my finger down in there and it is completely cold. So I am going to go ahead and remove it and pour it into our mixer. This is not a lot, it's just a little ½ cup. And I'm going to go ahead and add in a ¼ teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to do 1 stick of butter. This is softened, room temperature. I'm just going to whisk this together here, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of powdered sugar, whole bag was 4 cups of powdered sugar, and I added 1 cup into it, just to make sure I had everything all ready together. So now, as you see here, if you take a look inside of here, you will see that it is starting to mix. You don't want this to be runny. It might be a little bit tacky when we're done with it. We're running this on low. All right, now you see how it's trying to thicken up a little bit there? And the funny part about it is you're not even going to know there's potatoes in here because you're not even going to taste it. Because what you're going to end up tasting is you're going to end up tasting the sugar and the vanilla, and of course the butter. Now see how it's tightening up really nicely? Speed it up just a little bit so I can make sure that it's whipped really well. So I'm going to go ahead and use my homemade vanilla and put that in there before we are done with this. And this is 2 teaspoons of that. All right, 1, 2. And I'll mix it together here. Okay, y'all, so I just got my mixture out of the refrigerator, and I'm just going to roll it into like a little ball here and then kind of shape it into the shape of an egg. I think that looks pretty good, right? Okay, I'm just going to put it there. We're going to put it back into the refrigerator when we're done. You want about 1.5 tablespoons. I'm just going to grab like 1.5 tablespoons of this and just roll it here till it's formed. You can also put powdered sugar on your hands if you don't want it sticking to your hands. So let me just see if I can shape that into more like an egg. See, isn't that cute? Okay. I've got a bunch of these to do, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these up off camera. So basically what you're doing is just taking your hands, if you want powdered sugar on them, you can put powdered sugar just to keep it from sticking. Mine is not sticky at all. So you just put it on your hands, and I'm just going to shape that one. And when I'm done with this, I'm going to put them back into the fridge and let them sit up while I make the chocolate. So we're going to do 3 actual bars of milk chocolate, and I'm going to do some vegetable shortening, melt it in the microwave, and I will show you that part when we get ready to do it. And it's going to be so delicious, y'all. This is going to be very sweet, so I know some people use the unsweet chocolate or the bitter chocolate, but I think I'm not a big fan of the unsweet or bitter chocolate. So just gonna make them like into a little egg there, and then we'll be back. Hey y'all, so this is what it looks like after I'm done. Doesn't it look so cute? It looks like real Easter eggs. So what I'm going to do is put this back into the refrigerator. I think I'm going to leave it in there for a while, and then I'm going to take it out and make the chocolate in the meantime, and I'll be back to show you that process in just a moment. Okay y'all, so I just opened up 3 packets of milk chocolate bars, and this is about a tablespoon and a half of shortening, And I'm going to actually put that in the microwave and we're going to melt it down. But I'm just going to go ahead and break up my little squares here so we can get this all melted. And I'm going to do it at 30-second increments in the microwave. You can do this as a double boiler. It doesn't matter, honestly. You just need to be able to get it melted where it's smooth and its consistency is like silk, basically. So... And I know that some of y'all use Ghirardelli, some of you use Hershey's. I use the Great Value Walmart milk chocolate. I normally use the chocolate chips. I didn't see any in the store. I guess everybody's baking for the holiday, and they're probably making their own chocolates for Easter. So I just got the chocolate bars, the baking bars, and that's what I'm going to use. So that's what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and get it in the microwave and show you what it looks like when it is completely mixed up. We'll be right back. It's been 30 minutes. I had it in the freezer. I took it out about 20 minutes and put it in the refrigerator because I didn't want it to be too hard. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually I'm going to get something to flip this over with. So maybe let me get a little fork or a spoon here so I can just flip this over. Take this out. I think I need a fork. Let me just do that real quick. So the chocolate can actually go through the little tongs. Okay. Okay. This chocolate is not very hot at all because I melted it to the point to where it was just done, and then I took it directly out because I did not want it to end up seizing up, because you know if you cook chocolate for too long you can cause it to seize, and I didn't want that to happen. And firming it up in the freezer just helped to just make it more solid. Now when I'm done here, I'm going to put it back into the freezer and let it sit until it's completely dry, and then we'll take it out. But because the chocolate is melted and this is pretty solidly frozen, and it's pretty solid, it's going to set up quicker. Alright, I'm going to put some with a little tong marks on it from the fork, just to make sure that you get a little bit of design on it. Some of them will have it, some of them won't. Just going to drain these off here onto the side. Alright, this one I'm going to do.
Just put a little design on here so when it sets up it'll have some kind of a little design. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of these off camera, and I'll be back to show you what they look like before I put them in the freezer and what they look like when they come out after they are frozen. And we will see you guys. Hey y'all, so I'm getting my eggs off of the wax paper here so I can get ready to put them inside of my muffin liner here. This is just to help make it a little easier to pick it up and eat it and stuff like that. So I'm just going to show this to you. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And it's so good too, guys. I did a few with some dark chocolate. I did the semi-sweet with the milk chocolate because I know some of the family likes that. So I was just going to do it straight up milk chocolate, and then I said, you know what? I might as well do a few with the semi-sweet as well and make it our mixture. So I did half and half. So I did a half semi-sweet chocolate and half milk chocolate. And this is one of them here. So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and put these back into the fridge until we take them over Sunday. And we're gonna have some delicious old-fashioned Easter eggs. That's the secret ingredient, is mashed potatoes. All right, guys, God bless. Happy Easter, and I will see you guys in our next video. You guys take care.
I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.